People, yes, people. All right, we live. Welcome, people, to Titans TV Hijack Edition. Yeah, this is Black Eyes TV on board, hosting, bringing you the live contenders for Monday's debate. Sarah Garvey and Imam Bashir. Big up to my brothers joining us today. Big up to Kalam for allowing us to hijack Titans TV today. Yeah, Black Eyes TV. If you don't know, get to know. This is where this debate will be hosted. You see the symbol on the screen. You know what time it is. Yeah, this is where we gotta go for this debate. But without further ado, let's talk to our two contenders. Yeah. Let's start. Everybody on the channel probably knows our brother Sarah Garvey, so we'll get to him in a minute. Let's start with our brother from across the water, Imam Bashir. Introduce yourself to the people, brother. Let them know who you are, what you're about. Go in.
Peace, family. I'm trying to get this link out to the people, so I'll do that in a second. But I'm your brother Bashir Abdul Haq, Imam Bashir, aka the Babyface Imam, coming straight from, the USA, New York City, in the building, East Coast in the building, West Coast in the building. And I'm the brother that's going to bash and smash our brother Sarah Garvey into a real understanding, and I hopefully that when I speak, it's going to resonate in our brother. But I've been doing this a long time. I've been studying Islam for a long time. I've been studying Black culture for a long time. I've been studying the master teachers. I've been studying our struggle for over 20 years. So through the grace of Allah, for me, there's none worthy of worship except Allah. And like millions of brothers in the U.S. as well as around the world, this deen and the power of Allah, the Almighty, has certainly brought a light and brought a spark in us to make us better than we were before, being on the deen. So with that being said, I'm humbled all the time because I'm always a student and I'm always a teacher, despite my disposition. I did not get my own title on my own. In fact, my elders, and going through the proper channels, I was given the responsibility to lead the community in Bronx, New York, for some years. And, as I wanted to pull back, from that position, like when I was appointed to that position, the first thing I said some years ago was, I'm not ready to assume that position of Imam because this is a very special position of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam standing on that square. And, I'm still liable to smack somebody, But my elder and the Sadr or the president, asked me, did I follow, the nizam or the way of the community? And I, of course, said yes. And I had to be disciplined and I had to, live out my task. And so ever since then, the Babyface Imam was born, and I went on to, do great things. And I'm excited about this particular discussion. It is labeled as a debate, but and it will have a debate format. But in my mind, my mentality, I'm dealing with a child. And when you're dealing with a child, you deal with them. And that child being in this particular circumstance is our brother Sarah Garvey. So, it's like I'm going to have to spank my child for being rude, disrespectful, not following that which was innate in him, is to understand the true nature of himself and the true connection between ourselves and the Creator. And that's what we're going to bring to the people. And I want everybody to really understand that, this discussion is a real discussion. In fact, I stand for al-Islam through the waves of Ahmadiyya. A lot of Muslims, consider that to be a deviant set, but I got something for them as well. But the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is certainly something that brings light, and it brings strength into anyone that attests to it. However, if you really understand those teachings, which I think that most people that speak against the Quran in particular, we're talking about now, do not really have any true understanding of it, but yet they have a very basic and very and have not put in a lot of time. So, I don't want to be long-winded, but I do want to conclude with, if we have a drop of water, would that quench our thirst? Certainly not. If we just eat one grain of rice, you know how small a grain of rice is, would that, would that be enough to, satisfy your hunger? Of course not. So we have to deal with from the paradigm of perfection. And, of course, I have to build deeper on that. But, we have to be thinking that we need to perfect, the things that we do, the things that we study, the things that we learn. So in order for our thirst to be quenched, we actually need a perfect amount of water, a perfect amount of liquid. We need a perfect amount of food that's not going to carry us into too much food and not too little. But it has to be that, that middle course, which is, the perfect servants. So, the same thing with, the knowledge. I've heard this brother, Sarah, I watched a few of his videos, going at the Muslims, and he did a great job against a lot of them, but a lot of them did a great job against him, but still he's stuck where, and a lot of us have this problem, that we're stuck into whatever it is we want to, go with or believe, or, or the things that, we want. Yes, sir.
No. Listen, finish that point, but I don't want you to go too deep. Yeah, because we got a little while to go. There's more to come. We're gonna come back to you. Listen, people, as I'm hosting this for Kalam, I gotta do his job. Like the video. Come on, people. I want to see them thumbs up. I want to see you sharing this video. It's all on. And without further ado, let me tell my brother Sarah, unmute your mic, brother. I know the people them know. I know the people them have seen you and they're more familiar with the UK audience. But again, just for the purpose of our new viewers, old viewers, curious viewers, tell them who you are, what you're about, and why you're here today.
Garvey, an original, I say original, 4 years, 3 to 4 years regular at Speaker's Corner, speaking to all types of religious individuals, mostly Muslims, mostly Muslims, I would say. Excuse me. My debates can be viewed on YouTube. I think collectively now, my debates are reaching about 8 million views. And I just don't think Bashir knows what he's got himself into. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't think he knows what he's got himself into. My resume speaks for itself. It's or my CV. Let me speak to UK. My CV speaks for itself. We're not using resume right about now. So I'm gonna do what I do. And I don't know if Bashir's ready. I'm sure he thinks he's ready. But you said you saw a few of my videos. You might need to watch a few more. But I think the more you watch Bashir, the more you might want to run away. So don't watch too many.
It's on and popping. Listen, for those who don't know, go and check out the Facebook feeds. It's been going back and forth all day. My man Imam Bashir has not held back on speaking his mind. And you heard him already mention measurements. He believes he's weighed up our brother. He believes he knows what it is that he needs to bring to the table to deal with Sarah Garvey. For all the people, again, who don't know what the debate's going to be about, it's point 1, the authenticity of God. Point 2, the origins of Muhammad's revelations. So those are the 2 things that will be being discussed on the day. Going back to you, Imam Bashir, like, talk to me, bro. Like, what's your, before seeing the videos from Sarah and obviously me and you speaking about this debate, what's your experiences with seeing any of us English people doing our thing over here? Have you had a chance to watch any of the other Kalam videos? You know, have you watched any of the YouTube shows? Like, what's your basic experience of the English community?
Oh yeah, I mean Titans TV and Brother Bashir go, we go back, so I've been on Titan TV before, throughout the years, I think back in 2015. Speaker's Corner, that's something that I was familiar with, because I have brothers in UK, from the community, that, showed me videos years ago, over the years, and I actually seen Brother Sarah Garvey on a video before. We decided to have this discussion. So, and of course, I'm House of Consciousness. Shout out Sonetta TV. I'm House of Consciousness family. So
I'll big up Sonetta.
Yeah, so so I'm no stranger to what is termed as the conscious community and the affairs that go on. And I'm no stranger as to what the different thoughts and the different philosophies are. However, it's like the saying, birds of a feather flock together. So really, once you deal with one, you really dealt with all of them. This is how unoriginal most of the new age brothers are, because I've had the opportunity to sit and have it on record, and ask Dr. Ben some questions live and direct in person. I've been able to be in the presence and ask, Professor James Smalls, many questions over the year, Dr. Wesley Muhammad, so a lot of the heavy scholars that are, here in America, I have dealt with on a personal basis, So, my library is deep, my knowledge that I obtain is deep as well. And the reason being is because I'm a true Black man. That's just the reality. I'm a Black man that been through the struggle here in America. I understand my family roots and the struggle that, they went through, my grandfather, my grandmother, etc. So I'm well experienced with, the things that has happened to melanated people. And of course, being raised in that community, through the grace of the Most High. And I would say to a certain extent, the ancestors, that made those salutations, made those prayers for us to, be successful. I always think about them, and I always keep it home, and I always keep it real, and I always make sure that, we're doing the real works of the people. I don't mind having this question with our brother Sarah, but, the thing is that.
Can I just say that?
Sorry, please.
None of that is going to help you on Monday.
No, that's cool.
None of the scholars that none of the religious stuff that Monday night, none of that's going to help you, bro.
Yeah, that's cool, bro.
You might need to pray 6 times, not the 5. You might need to pray 6 times to see if Allah can help you that day, bro. Trust me.
Dan, listen, you're hearing here first, people. Yeah, this is gonna be on. It's gonna be on. Sarah is chomping at the bit to get at this. Yeah, I'm telling you, Iman, are you ready?
But listen, our brother Sarah, what he's been doing is he's been talking in the with these Arabs that really don't know too much and don't understand. He really hasn't met a learned person. I'm their scholars to them. The people that he's been talking to must make this a lot behind me. You understand what I'm saying? They may not say so, but that is my disposition. So Brother Sarah is just a baby. I'm trying to give him some milk right now. You know what I'm saying? I need to hire a wet nurse to really, give this brother some breast milk, because he's not ready for this steak that's going to come for him. He's just not ready. Because the reality is that I'm like, yo, I think you need to go off and I'm being so serious. Go off and see the wizard, ask the wizard for a brain, then come back. Then come back. And then, boom, maybe we can talk. But the problem is I'm the wizard, so I'm trying to give him one. He just gotta listen and take it. You understand?
I mean, if you're the wizard, we're used to wizards in Islam. Muhammad was a wizard, but that's just magic and trickery. We're dealing with facts here, and you're going to need more than wizardry and magic to win this one. What I'm saying?
Yeah, but here's the thing. I have a square. You don't really know what my square is. You have an idea, but you don't know what my square is. But here's the thing. I want the people to really understand. One, make sure they get on Black Ice TV at 6 p.m. sharp on Monday. Be there sharp. We're going to get it going. And I promise you, it's going to be fire and brimstone following on this brother.
That's 6 p.m. U.S. time and 11 o'clock p.m. UK time, just so for the people them to know. Go on, brother.
Yes. Because listen, it's like this. This is really light work. Now, I know people that have a problem against so-called religious institutions. I can dig it. I understand it. But I heard one, I heard them all, seen them all, and it's the same old song. All around the world, the same song. So we could go into Arabic, we can go into Black history, Black culture, we could go into Kemet. Everything that this brother can possibly present or stand on, I stand on it better. That's just the reality. Because I'm like, look, you don't really stand on Kemet. You don't stand on Western civilization, Western African civilizations, but you talk African, you talk Black power. And most of the people out there that follows this concept, they really are furthest away from Black African culture than the average. They really following white supremacy. They're really helping white supremacy in the destruction and the genocide, whether it's mentally, physically, against the so-called African Americans, African and Black people around the world. This is just facts, because our people have always held a disposition where we understood the Most High. Even in the so-called deities that they say were deified in ancient Egypt, that was deified amongst the Ashanti, the Fulani, that was deified in Timbuktu, etc. A lot of that is false numbers as well. You know what I'm saying?
Well, brother, look, let's give our brother Sarah. Tell the people what is your square, yeah? Because again, cool. Let's play the devil's advocate. We see you debating. We see you smashing up their people's religions and beliefs. So what comforts Sarah at night? What gets you to sleep at night? What motivates you in the daytime? Speak on that, brother. Yeah.
When you say square, what do you mean?
Well, we know my brother's square is Islam.
Mm.
Yeah. So, as he said, he's used to dealing with faithless, nameless guys who don't adhere.
Well, my square is quite simple. I've always said I'm a Black nationalist. For the improvement of Black people globally, no matter where we stand. And we know that Abrahamic religions have not moved us forward as a people. Globally, they haven't. They've actually hindered us, as a matter of fact. They've kept us waiting for an entity to save us from our situation that we should be trying to save ourselves from. So that's generally my square. That's my general square.
All right. And what when it comes to philosophy,
I take from many different philosophies from all over the world. Depends on which ones resonate with me. I take a lot from African philosophies, a few from Far Eastern philosophies, but I like philosophy. But we all know philosophy is subjective. So, if you want to talk about something that's definitive, my square is, I'm for the forward betterment of Black people on a global scale.
All right. You got anything to say to that, my brother? Does that change your
position? I'm not gonna lie. Bashir talks a good game, and it's very interesting. But like I said, my CV speaks for itself. So when I get in the arena, is when I do my thing. This is actually like quite funny to me because I'm sure he doesn't know me, but he will on Monday. He definitely will on Monday.
Oh, see, this is the thing, man. I know this brother like crazy. I mean, I've seen him 1,000 times before. We met before. Not literally him, but I met him 1,000 times before. And in fact, he's actually of the worst that I met when it comes to this knowledge and information. I'm just keeping it so real. He's like basic. Hold up, this is a heavyweight fight, and he's a featherweight when it comes to me. He's a featherweight. He got some nice arms that'll show you, but he's a featherweight. This is a heavyweight bout, and he's not ready. Because look, I could kill him right now on a pre-debate. Right now, I could do him in. I'm telling you. But I'm just gonna fall back a little bit, talk about Muhammad Ali, because when it comes to Monday, he ain't gonna last to round 3. That's how it's going down. So look, he's talking about, okay, Abrahamic faiths, just for a minute. Abrahamic faiths have not, pushed our people into something that would be called success. There's nothing that couldn't be further from the truth. It's a couple of points I want to make with that real quick. First, if we go into Western Africa, if we go into Kemet, which is one of the oldest civilizations on the planet, if you go into the Sudan, which is with Taharka and those Nubian kings, they had their way of life. They had their deities, their gods, etc. But yet they were conquered by a so-called inferior people and an inferior God. So the systems that they had in place, according to Brother Sarah Garvey, was superior in nature, was the thing that will actually move black people. But yet you telling me that a weak fake deity came in and allowed some people to come in and destroy those people that had the truth, that were good before the invaders came in with their philosophy, their science? It's something unintelligent and wrong with that.
Hang on, to back that up, are you saying that because you can conquer a people, that means your God is greater? Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is that is what you're trying to insinuate. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying, Abrahamic religions, what civilization have black people built with Abrahamic religion? Now, hang on. I'm going to ask you that question, and I'm going to ask you also, were black people building these same things before they had Abrahamic religion? All right, see, this is the thing. Now, I like that. And I'm going to hold on to that question, because there's a prerequisite question. You're gonna have to hold on. There's a prerequisite question. That question not going anywhere, because you threw a question in when I was taking it somewhere based on what you said. So I'm not going to allow you to take me off my bill, but I'm going to come back to that question on what have people built, which is another thing black people built under this so-called Abrahamic paradigm. And I can quite frankly say the short story is that we never stopped building. We never stopped creating. We never stopped. In fact, this is part of the reason that the Europeans needed our assistance, because they needed our mind, they needed our body, and they needed our soul. So they needed us to create all the things that we see in this very day, in real time. Hold on real quick. Okay. But I want to go back to what I was saying, because I don't want the people to lose track. Okay, I don't want them to lose track. And I don't want you to lose track. Yeah. So bro, like I was saying, on track, bro. Don't worry about it. I'm on track. Before some so-called invaders came in, and they're with their so-called God, they came in. And in fact, you have Egypt. Sheikh Anta Diop, for an example, he said that who is a profound scholar and so-called Afrocentric studies. He said that, and it is proven that Egyptian society was on its way to atrophying, which means to die. The culture was dying prior to any invaders coming in. And the thing that is not, I'm not going to allow you to romanticize a lot of the ills or social ills that was taking place in those great empires. We are people, and when I say that, I use that term loosely because genetically, we don't know which specific tribes we genetically connect with. So because we are lost and trying to find ourselves.
Are you going to answer my question after this?
Listen. See, this is what happens when children don't listen to their parents. They always think they know more. They always think that they have the answer.
Let's go back to what I asked, okay? I said.
Hold on. Okay. I'm going to ask you the question.
No.
Then I'm going to answer your question.
I'm not going to let you run away.
Oh, listen.
I said that Abrahamic religions, okay, have not moved black people forward. We haven't built anything with Abrahamic religions. And I said to you, if we have built something with an Abrahamic religion, we were doing that prior to having an Abrahamic religion. So people can talk about Timbuktu and how it was Muslim, right? However, the Africans prior to having Islam were building great civilizations. So it's not Islam as the reason why they built Timbuktu. They built Timbuktu because that was already in the culture. Okay, so I'm asking you again, one more time, what civilizations have we built with Abrahamic religions? Let's see if you can answer.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you the answer one more time. Like I said, there's not a civilization that we did not build. You remember me saying that? And I never said, and I like how you do that, but don't do that because that's that white man devil shit. I like how you tried to insinuate that I said it was due to the so-called religious text or whatever that these people constructed things or built things. Food, clothing, and shelter is something that comes with life. You have to have food, clothing, and shelter regardless. And you're going to do those things to sustain life. So I would never make a comment to say that, oh, this particular book or scripture or whatever it is we want to term or label that thing, that made some people create or develop something. No, we need food, clothing, and shelter. We always going to hunt. We always going to till the land. We always going to try to put clothes on our back. We're always going to try to put something over our heads for our families. But so that means we're going to build, and that's the gist of it. So to insinuate that it's just a trick.
Yeah.
Now, hold on.
What are you talking about?
I will say this.
People, listen. Thumb up the video. You see what's going to happen, yeah? You know it's going down on Monday, yeah? You're hearing the little vibes just coming off, yeah? Come on, follow the bouncing ball. Like up the video. Yeah, it's going to be done. Come on now, Sarah. What you got to say? You don't feel like your question's being answered?
Let me tell you something, right? I've asked a very specific question, okay? But she was talking about food, clothing, shelter, building stuff over your head, and all this kind of stuff, okay? I'm asking a very specific question, okay? And I'm yet to have that question answered. So if this is how Bashir answers questions, all I'm saying is Monday is going to be a long night for you, bro, okay? Because this is just a warm-up. That's all I'm saying. It's just a warm-up. So Monday is going to be a long night for you if this is the way you answer questions. I'm going to ask you very specific questions on Monday, okay? And I'm going to need very specific answers. And no butt dancing, no moonwalking, no jive shuffling, no waltzing, no break dancing, no Harlem Shake, okay? We're going to need our questions answered. So if this is the way you guys answer questions.
I already killed you. I already killed you on answering this question, and I know that's what you want to try to do. I already smashed you on that because you know I answered the damn question clearly. And I'm only looking for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people that is really listening attentively, because I always get them, the ones that is here to really learn and educate themselves. Because I was clear, and I said clearly that no book am I going to claim made people start building, as you're trying to say I said. So don't start the trickery and the lies, bro. I'm not going to chase my tail. I'm going to answer the question directly.
Fantastic.
If you don't understand, hold on. If you don't understand, that's cool. So now I have a question for you.
So what you're admitting to,
No, stop. You answered your question. I answered you. Now it's your turn. It's your turn, brother.
I'm gonna run away.
It's your turn. We're gonna ask you about energy.
Hang on.
Keep it moving. We can't all talk at once, people. Yeah.
All right. Let me speak because you just spoke.
Don't trust your parents. Your parents speak first. Daddy speaking first.
No,
The
I'm the
question
daddy.
is,
Trust me, I'm
hold
the
on. The
daddy.
question is, what
Let me
is
speak first. You
energy?
just spoke. Yo, Terry,
What
let
is
me. This is funny to
Finish
me.
up what you wanted to
So what
say,
you're
and then
hang
brother
on.
will come in.
Okay, so what you're admitting to is that African people were already building civilizations before Abrahamic religions. And so taking on an Abrahamic religion cannot be the reason for Black people building stuff. We were building stuff and doing stuff before we took on Abrahamic religions. So Abrahamic religion has never, ever been the reason for us being greater than other people or greater than another civilization. Abrahamic religion has never been the reason for that. What has been the reason for that is that culturally, these things are part of African culture, part of Black people's culture. So, like I say again, having Allah, having Yahweh, having Jesus doesn't make us any greater. Okay, what makes us great is the stuff that we do, not necessarily the religion that we practice.
Iman, what is your
Yeah,
response to that?
I already responded to that. So my question to him, we're going to the next thing, is what is his explanation? Because I heard him on video, and I want him to answer it to me. Of energy as it pertains to the Creator. In fact, let me rephrase the question. What is his disposition on the Creator existence from his mind, his thought? Let's start there.
Okay, so I'm going to do this. One of the premises on the actual debate is the authenticity of God. So what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to be silly enough to give up my stance on the actual thing we're going to debate on Monday. So you need to ask another question.
Yeah, that Iman, he knows the tricks of the trade. Yeah, we gotta hold on. Listen, people.
Listen, hold up.
Hold up, brother. If you think the first question got answered from Sarah to Iman, give me a one. Give me a one in the chat. If he didn't answer the question or you don't feel satisfied with the first answer, give me a 2. Yeah? And now, Iman, based on what he said, either rephrase a question or come with something else that you can ask my brother that won't infringe on our debate on Monday.
First
Yeah?
of all, see,
God damn, there's a
that's
lot
buck
to
dancing at its
it.
finest. Hold on, that's buck dancing at its finest. I would say La ilaha illallah. My position is Allah the Almighty. There's a creator of the heavens and the earth, etc. We already know that. So for him to say his position as far as the creator is concerned has nothing to do with my position on the creator. So I'm asking him, what is your position on the existence of the creator or not? Or is the creator energy or whatever that is? Explain that, because the reality of the debate is I am showing to prove something if we're talking about the authenticity of God. So from his perspective, I want to know what his perspective, what his view is. The people deserve to know way before debate time. What is that? Way before debate time, do you have an understanding of the creator? And what is that? What is that understanding? Because I heard you say it's energy. I heard you say, so clear that up. What is your position when it comes to the creator?
Okay, so asking me the question the second time around will still get you the same answer the second time around. Okay, so on Monday, we can go into the authenticity of God or what is viewed as God and all that kind of stuff. You're not going to get that out of me today. Okay, so like I said, you're going to have to answer and you're going to have to ask another question.
I think that's fair. I think based on what we're talking about, as he said on Monday, the authenticity of God, I think it's going to be a hard one to start going into it because we're talking about the very proof of God in it. So if he starts talking about energies and giving these premises, we might as well just start the debate tonight, innit? Come on a real one. Like, I want to hear his answer too, brother. Like, he made Buck